When you look back at your decade, how do you make up your decade from 2005 to 2014? When you look back at that decade, how do you make up that decade?
I, I feel like there were four different people. You know, there's Carl who had just started tattoo. Then there's Carl who went to Botswana. There was Carl who started the comedy, and then there was Carl who was thriving within the comedy. And these four approaches were very different, and they were completely different people.
Break them down for me.
Right. So Carl, who had gotten into advertising at Tattoo, just believed it was creativity beyond everything. I didn't even realize how many enemies I created in that process. Like I was such a firebrand. I was burning everybody. I was like my creativity was like undermining people.
You're taking food out of people's
Yeah,
mouths.
yeah, yeah. I didn't look at it like that. I would literally go into a pitch and say, yeah, that's great. Yeah, that team, that company that could literally need that job. I just come in and just obliterate them in the boardroom, and just make a mockery of the briefing process and say, yeah, you guys are the ones who follow the rules. We don't follow the rules. We are like out the box thinkers. We didn't care about the politics. We would literally be sitting there and we'll say, the Umdala way to Gala, or I remember the Independence Day Gala that we were doing. We just come in and just tell the Ministry of Information, yeah, this is what we want to do, man. This is the stage we're going to do. We're going to put screens. We're going to do this kind of performance. National Arts Council. Let's just have some hip hop guys on stage. And I and National Arts Council would say, yeah, to do Nama, we are going to need to meet with you like every week. Yeah, sure, give me an office there. I even had an office there, and I would meet with National Arts Council, and then I'd break apart the sort of agreements and then write new agreements and just put them. I didn't care.
The ego.
I didn't take no for an answer. I had a creative idea to fix the problem. I could manipulate you into saying yes to my ideas. I knew how to work you until you understood exactly what it is that I wanted.
And
Then the cow when Tattoo broke apart. When I realized that everybody who supported Tattoo wanted peace. They were never going to. If I decided to afford it, I wasn't gonna have anyone on my side because I didn't offer stability. Stability and relationships were the most important thing. The most important currency that like Mobile had was relationships.
oof.
Speaking to people. Whereas for me, I didn't like people. I didn't want. I just bring me in to present, and take me out. Now I had to think about people. I had to think about. Yes, I had a small circle, but now I had to maintain why it was important to talk to people, have longer conversations with them, worry more about their fears or where they're going, not look at their brand and just say, listen, what you're doing, chuck that out. I had to be a bit measured in both aspects, and that there was that car there. It was a very painful process,
Right.
for me to understand that.
It's the pruning.
Yeah, to also understand that a lot of people were friends with me because of what I had. I didn't think I had things.
That's a painful realization.
Yeah, I literally thought I was just, the guy in the slippers and the t-shirt and whatever. I didn't realize that I was the leading creative.
And the Carl who studied comedy.
Yeah. So like in comedy, again, it was the thing where, I come in and I think the call, the third call was that the bots one, the bots call, the one where God outlines this big plan for me and says to me, oh, okay, you'll be able to do this. When I came in to start comedy, again, I had this foresight of just do. It kind of felt like Tattoo Call, but it was a bit different. I was more conscious about the power of my prophecy in good or bad, being able to detect when there was that look there, that person there that wasn't rooting for you, that person who said they were going to be there for you but they weren't. I was able to measure these variables and know exactly what I was doing. I was a lot more like aware, and I could see. In fact, when I left Tattoo, I was bitter. When I was in Botswana, I sympathized with you.
Mm.
I sympathize because I was like, man, you had to work with that kind of a guy.
Then you had to work with me?
Yeah.
Oof.
You had to, yeah. I wonder what your day was like.
What's your relationship like now with No?
I think, you know, we've maintained a friendship over the years. Like we've seen each other. I think we're also just joined by the fact that his nieces are my nieces, his sister is my sister. So like I'm
Your
very
family.
much, we're family, right? So we just never worked together. I think I reached out when he was running for presidency of ZIFA. And I just said, listen, I know the kind of things that we used to discuss in the past. A lot of people may not know this about you, but I think you're the best person to take on this job. In fact, I believe in it so much that I literally even created a platform because I could see the opportunity. I could literally see the opportunities as they were. You know, we even created a platform. It's nothing to do with ZIFA, but it kind of complements a lot of what ZIFA does from a fan's perspective. That's how much we believed in the fact that, okay, if Nobile Magwizi is the president of ZIFA, I know his approach to things. Like I know him.
Very measured.
Yeah,
man.
I know this guy from, people don't understand how much I know this guy and like how he thinks, and I just try to imagine what his evolution has been as an individual. If my evolution was the way that it is, and I wonder what he would be right now going into, you know,
And the fourth cow.
yeah, the fourth cow is just like, now in terms of like the confidence, like I know I can see the future, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I have to be out on the streets declaring prophecies left, right, and center. You know, I'm a lot more measured. I have a relationship with God where my wife and I have calculated how much it costs for us to be happy. We're a lot cheaper than we thought we were. And so we only strive for that. We're not greedy. You know, we're very happy to let go, let others shine. We're very happy to work behind the scenes. There's a lot of stuff we do behind the scenes where people don't even know we exist. Um, I'm content a lot more. But what's funny is that this Carl is now disabled, can't use his right hand, can't walk. So I don't even have the physical abilities to be any of the Carls that I was. So it just so happened now that God had been almost preparing me for this, to say that you're not going to be able to chop anything, but you're still going to be the top chef. You're not going to be able to perform comedy, but you're still going to be the top comic. You're not going to be able to design things yourself, but you're still going to be the top designer. Why? Because you are the railway track on which those trains are going to be running.
Oh.